Welcome everybody, WildLand's Tech and Gaming here, and today bringing you another video. I got this joker with me right here.
No! That's not how that's supposed to fucking go, you asshole.
Emotional damage!
I don't know why I'm supposed to be fucking saying that shit.
That's too damn bad!
I don't know, the camo demon over here is being weird as shit.
I am too fucking tired for this shit. You fucking dick.
Here you go. Take the freaking camera.
God damn.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. Start up your intro.
For what?
You really thought this was a video for my channel? I need to point out, he's confused as shit because he's tired. I literally just told him off camera that this was all part of my master plan. Go ahead.
For anyone wondering, this mofo here literally told me nothing about what's going on. In my defense here, I thought this was going to be a completely normal weekend, but I've learned to not trust this mofo ever. Yeah, this one right here.
As content creators, I gotta keep him on his toes now.
And I'm slowly learning to never trust him. But welcome in everyone. WildLand Second Entertainment here. And not sure what the fuck we're doing here.
Oh my god, okay.
I don't know.
I need to dig something out here. Okay, so we're back recording again. He has been freaking out ever since I freaking took the camera from him and set it up on the tripod now. And let me get this screen turned around. Yeah, he's been freaking out, bitching at me, wondering what I'm doing, but I'm doing this for him. He's tired of shit, but oh well, I'm the one recording to give him content.
I haven't slept in like a week. Mind you.
You can tell by the way his hair is, but besides the point. So we're gonna get started here.
What?
Here we go.
Okay, whatever. What the fuck is this shit?
I took the shipping labeling off and everything so that way he wouldn't know. He knows now.
We literally just talked about this like 3 days ago.
And this is why I keep him on his toes, because I can pull some of the weirdest stuff and he least expects it.
This shit, usually getting something like this in the mail takes like 2 fucking weeks. We talked about this 3 days ago.
As I said, I keep him on his toes.
The fuck?
Come on, Mr. Tech Guy.
I'm half a fucking sleep right now. You expect me to fucking do this shit?
Yep.
Oh boy. Did you see the shit I had to fucking deal with?
I'm putting his ass to work. Content creation in a nutshell. I'm keeping him on his toes by putting him to work. I gotta turn the video on because he's asking me how the fuck he expects him to do this shit, but he's not done yet.
Yeah, I did not expect any of this. Like, just... this guy's a freak sometimes, I swear to God.
Come on, show him the one. You got it face down, for God's sakes. They probably barely saw it. Turn it around so I can see the packaging.
These are the JBL Endurance Peak 4s. From everything I know about them, they're supposed to be extremely fucking good. But
especially with what he looks for in headphones.
yes.
For music, that is. That's why he has them, and then he's got the Cloud 2s for
Yes.
gaming. But
this
the
is
Cloud...
just for music, personal use.
Or, sorry, I correct myself. Not Cloud 2s, the Cloud 3s.
Yes. These are strictly for gaming.
Yes.
But we'll
He's
be back when I'm not half fucking asleep.
Yeah, he's tired right now, so just a little bit of input. Those are the HyperX Cloud 3 wireds. The reason why we got the wireds is because those are basically going to be essentially his backup pair, but more or less just used for his Ally X, his ROG Ally X, or just on his regular Xbox if he ever decides to get on his Xbox. Mainly just for his Ally X. That's about it. But other than that, we'll get to the rest of the tech review or individual tech reviews later, not at another time. For right now, this complaining motherfucker is too tired. He wants to go to sleep. He thinks he's Chris. He thinks he's Chris Pratt in Guardians of the Galaxy. If anything, you're more like the frickin' raccoon, but like I said, trash boat! One more thing. Your trash boat.
What? Whoa! I am not trash boat. This is not Mordecai and Rigby. This isn't the regular show.
Oh, wait, that's better.
Don't worry, I'm gonna put that reference in this video because he thought he was gonna be the one to edit this video, but no, I'm editing this video for him. Oh yeah, another thing I just now mentioned that he's just now finding out. We'll be back, guys. One last quick thing. He's absolutely speechless. He is so tired, he can't even calculate one thing. I'm pretty sure I've overwhelmed him tonight.
No.
But yeah, guys, we'll be back later with the rest of this video.
See when I'm not half asleep.
The next day.
Okay, so here we are. This is the next day. Got some sleep. So now that I can actually fucking do this tech review in an actual way that I'm not gonna just be slurring words like I'm fucking drunk as shit.
Are you sure about that?
But, so yes, the Endurance Peak 4s and the Cloud 3s. So, we're going to start off with the Endurance Peak 4s. One of the main selling points of these is the fact that they're basically, how would you say, they're kind of like an all-around. Everything that I've read about these, they basically make them an all-around earbud capable of being completely waterproof, so it means you can use them as sport-style earbuds, or you can even just use them as everyday.
They're also dust-proof at that rate.
Yes,
too.
that's actually one, yes. They're IP68. They're completely 100% dust and waterproof, making them extremely versatile, but the problem is people will look at the price tag of these and it will make you cringe. I want to say they're $130. Most earbuds, even like these right here, these are the JBL, no, JLab. They're the ANC. Now I'm gonna have to look this up. So these right here are the Epic Air Sports ANCs, which basically means that these have complete, true active noise canceling. Even these are when I first bought these have only been out for about 5 or 6 months, and these were around the same price. But here's the thing. What you're getting for the same price, these are like I want to say these are a 2020 model or 2021 model. These are a lot newer, 2025, 2026 model. I want to say these, even the EP4s, these are the newest gen that they have.
Give or take about early 2025, maybe.
Yes. For the same price, you're getting a lot more, making these a lot more worth the price than those were. Because back in 2020-ish, when I first bought them, you're looking at not getting a lot for the money. But headphones nowadays are getting a lot better, so the price is actually a lot more worth it. Being $130, what you're getting for this, when you looked them up, what was the millimeter drivers that you saw?
Oh, I forget, honestly. All I know, so long story short, basically to do a quick comparison, guys, I have the JBL Endurance Race 2s, so they're like small, compact, you know, earbuds like this. Basically, when I did the comparison between these and those, the drivers in these are 3.2 millimeters smaller than them. Like, I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head. I'll put it in the screen in the editor's note somewhere and let you guys know when I find out later, but
yeah, I knew when I was first looking these up, I remember the drivers in these, you said 3.2?
so those are 3.2 millimeters
Yes.
bigger than the Endurance Race.
They may,
2s.
on paper, it does not seem like a very, very big difference, but when it comes to earbuds, it makes a massive difference. It's in a sense of going from like an old style, you know, just basic off-the-shelf, you know, wireless earbud to a pair of over-the-ear headphones with 53 millimeter drivers. Like it makes a very, very large difference when it comes to the performance that these give. Sound quality wise, I have never actually had a pair of JBL earbuds. I've mainly only used JLab. At a very, very young age, I found JLab, loved the quality of them. I pretty much just stuck with them. But being the fact that I'm slowly becoming more and more and more into JBL, because to me, believe it or not, JBL, for most people, don't actually know this unless you really, really read into who owns JBL, and that being Harman Kardon. Harman Kardon is a German audio company. Their actual headquarters is based in Germany. As far as I know, JBL was made by Harman Kardon to be in the American market at a much more affordable price. Bluetooth speakers from JBL that you can from Harman Kardon that you can get is like $1,000 or more. So JBL started out as a wireless Bluetooth speaker company for the American market and quickly expanded into selling headphones, microphones, you name it.
Sound bars.
Yes. Even some of those sound bars, you can't beat the price for what you get.
They're even stemming into the gaming market, which is what
Yes.
he's looking into as well.
That's actually something for another time, which I will probably do a review on those as soon as I can get them, but the headphones I'm looking at are like $300 and some. But one of the things that's getting better and better, especially with JBL, because I remember when I first saw that they started making headphones, one of the problems with them, and that very, very quickly steered me away from not buying them, just not buying them in general, was the battery life. The battery life on some of their older models was only just a couple hours. Now, with these right here, you're getting, I believe you said it right here on the package,
Just over 12 hours for them.
without the active noise canceling.
Well,
The active
over-
noise canceling is only 8 hours, and
Yeah.
that's at like medium settings.
So those can actually, well, when you do the research, it says that those alone, like just the earbuds using them consecutively, they last for about just over 12 hours. But now with like the
Yeah,
case and the charger,
It's over
that-
36 hours of battery life.
Yeah, I think it's around like 40 or something.
And that's one of the reasons I started to actually look back into JBL as a option for all around. I'm the type of person, I like to stick with one brand for a lot of my stuff, and JBL is becoming very, very quickly the option I'm probably going to be going with. Because if you look into other brands, to get what you get for these, you're going to pay what? At least $30, $40 more?
Maybe even 200 by itself.
Yes. JBL, if you actually look at a lot of the products, it may seem like, okay, hey, you know, they're like really, really expensive. But compare what you get to the price, and compare it to other brands. You're not really getting them. Okay, like say, as I was saying, where these right here being $130 to get the exact same audio quality, the amount of microphones. Yeah, and that's the funny thing. It's on these. This is another thing, real quick. It's 3 microphones per earbud. With these right here, you only get 2. Same price, mind you. What you get for JBL cannot be beat. Like, I'm kind of sounding like a little bit of a shill for it, but it's almost kind of like AMD in a way, how it's, you know, best bang for your buck in a sense. You're still paying a decent price, but you're getting a lot. It's basically punching above its weight. With a lot of other brands charging almost $200 for a pair of headphones like this, you're only paying $130. It goes to show that a lot of stuff like this is being overcharged. I know I'm kind of rambling on about this, but it's good information to have when trying to choose a pair of earbuds, because again, you're paying a pretty penny for something, so you want to be about as informed as you possibly can. That's what I like doing, making informed buyers. Shout out to Jay's 2 cents on that one, because he's one of the first people I've actually heard try to do something like that. Make his viewers informed on what they're buying. And that's the reason why I'm going to be, if in a lot of my videos, basically I'm going to start kind of promoting JBL a lot more. Because I've been a long time JBL fan. I have plenty of their speakers, moving on to having their headphones, and even so on and so forth.
I mean, even me, myself, has a JBL Bluetooth speaker as we speak, so.
JBL is, as I said time and time again, JBL is quickly sweeping the market as one of the best brands you could possibly buy. And just like my RG ALI, this video will be going up later, so by the time you see this video, you will probably have seen my unboxing video of the RG ALI X. I will be doing the same thing with these. I know this section of the video is basically, it's just a little bit of generalized information about these. I'm not going to be doing an unboxing on this, and the next section of it I won't be doing an unboxing of that either, but I just wanted to give you guys some information about these first, just so you guys actually have an idea of what these really are and what they offer. Moving on to the next one. Okay, on to the Cloud 3s. So I actually decided, why not, especially because these are very, very geared towards, you know, a budget-friendly gamer. So I actually decided I will actually do an unboxing for these, and I actually have a couple other headsets as just a comparison. The review is specifically about these.
Are you sure about that?
Not the other headphones that I'm going to be using as comparison. I have the old gen right here. This is the Cloud 2s. And I have right here, the MMX 300 Pros.
By Bear Dynamics.
Yes. These here are a professional grade headphones. These are not for gamers at all.
They're studio grade gaming quality.
Yes,
headphones.
they basically, these take a lot of what a studio grade headphones would offer and pack them into essentially a headphone for ultra high end gaming in a sense. But I'm just using these as, you know, for examples and other information, so you actually get a better idea of like what you're getting for the price of what these are.
Starting off, guys, while he's slowly unboxing that, giving you guys a little input, I myself have also bought a pair of the Cloud 3s. Both mine and his are the wired variants, not the Bluetooth, and he'll get to exactly why that is, but me personally, I had the Cloud 2s myself, just like he also had the Cloud 2s. We both upgraded, and just me alone owning them, especially not even 2 weeks into owning them, the quality difference is astronomical. HyperX before, like, give or take between 2015 2020, the quality was there. And then they slowly went downhill with a couple of models, and I can definitely say the Cloud 3 it's brought them back a little bit. Like, I'm gonna leave the rest of the review to him, but for a second person to give his input, their quality has increased a little bit.
So right off the bat, as soon as I opened these, the one thing I did notice was the difference in the way that they present the headphones, because back in the day, the boxing was very, 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 very fucking basic. The fact that when you open them and this is the first thing you see goes to show that they are actually fucking giving a shit about what they're actually offering people. The fact that they actually put them on in a little stand here goes to show they're actually, as I said, they're actually giving a shit. Because back in the fucking day, they actually put more money into the product than what the boxing itself, but they're actually now going to give you a little bit more of a quality of life experience when it comes to the unboxing of the product. Right off the bat, I can tell you right now, these are a lot heavier than these. Like, you can tell the quality. Like, if taking a note from Project Farm, if weight equals quality, these are higher quality than that. Right, I have to say they're a pound or so. Like, they're a good bit heavier, which it's nice to see. One of the things about them that they followed suit on some of the older styles is keeping the metal framing, because I remember back when HyperX used to do the plastic framing, they were trash. You could drop them on the floor once and the framing they would usually snap right in the sides right here. I had a couple of very, very old ones prior to like the Cloud Revolver series, and they would always break either right along here, right along where the metal framing meets the headrest piece right here, or they would snap right down in the piece, the curved piece right here that goes down and attaches to the speakers themselves. They'd either snap into one of those two spots. The fact that they actually switched to the metal framing and has stuck with the metal framing this long actually goes to show that they care. Because the price that you get these for, which is, I want to say on their website, it's
$100.
Yeah, they're $100. But
however, one quick note, they have been running with the wired version, they have been running some deals within the past month, give or take. They're on sale for about $70, so that's give or take depending on when you can grab them.
The pricing is actually really, really, really good. Like, I know the whole bit, and this is actually a talk online, that the whole aspect of a gaming headset is just a marketing term. It kind of is, but at the same time, it's just like they market them as gaming headsets because that's kind of what they're built around. Because, you know, the speakers inside these versus like a professional's headset, the type of audio frequencies they can produce versus gaming, like actual, like, again, studio grade headphones, the frequencies they can produce and the way they produce it is very different. The speakers are in these are geared more towards gaming, not music, video editing and stuff like that, where actually hearing what something correctly versus having more cinematic effect. Two completely different things. So the term gaming headset, it does really fall more towards this than that. But right off the bat, the one thing that's very, very, very different between these two is the way that where everything's laid out. Where a lot of what used to be on this is now actually built directly onto the headset itself, where you have the volume, the volume scroll wheel. I don't like it because it feels very, very old school. Like, we've gone away from that for a lot of things, even gone to buttons and stuff. You have your, I want to say this is the mic mute button, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
Yep. It's kind of hard to see, but if you get in the right amount of light, the button that sits right here, right next to the audio cable, is a mic mute button. I kind of feel it's like a little bit of a gimmick because, like, I preferred, and this might be a very, very, very unpopular opinion, I prefer this because it actually gave you more options, especially with, mic control and stuff like that, which now kind of forces you to, I want to see it actually right here.
One quick side note, guys. Just something I want to bring up as a different perspective. Do keep in mind that even if you yourself are looking into getting these headphones, do keep in mind that each person's situation is different. So not only budget, but what they're looking for in quality and with the way the design of headphones and that is. He has these because they are the most up-to-date HyperX wired version of headphones, and his situation with them is going to be very limited. So go into the rest of this.
Yeah, like, take literally everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, because I come from a background of being an extremely hardcore gamer. So my situation is a little bit different than like most people's, where they're like, a lot of people are casual gamers. I am very, very, very deep into being a hardcore gamer. So, like, with what I say is proper may be very different from what you were saying, what the average person will say is proper. To each is their own.
Yes, and I will even say that.
With what I'm think might be a gimmick, to other people isn't. So one of the things that I'm seeing on this is the fact that the audio chip in this is now missing a lot of what this gives you. So it means you can actually, right on this, control the mic settings. With this, now you're forced to do that right inside the Windows audio controller menu. To me, I don't like that, because it now limits you as to wanting to be able to adjust settings on the fly. And that brings me to a quick side note here, okay? There's two versions of these headphones. You have the wired and you have the wireless.
One quick side note to that. The wired versions are 298 grams in weight versus the Bluetooth variant, which are 41 grams heavier, weighing in at, I think it was like 338, 339, give or take.
See, and that's, quick side note, I'll pick up on that right here. Me personally, I've always preferred heavier headphones. I don't like the lightweight chintzy ones, because to me they just
Which also,
like
once again, not to butt in, but also personal preference, tomato.
If you get the wireless ones, you are limited to PlayStation and Windows. You cannot use them with an Xbox.
You can also do handhelds too.
Well, that's, yes, like any form of handheld, whether it's regardless of being the Steam Deck, the ROG, Ally, the MSI Claw,
The Switch.
the switches, the DPGs, any of basically any form of handheld console you can use, but you cannot use them with Xboxes. And that's any of them. Even the newest gens you cannot use them with. Quick side note, I believe that's complete fucking bullshit, but yeah. For most people, this is probably more than enough. Do I believe that the wireless ones have their places? Yeah. But for most people, the wired ones is pretty much good.
Let's also talk about the price. The wireds are $100. The Bluetooths are $180, and that's regular MSRP.
And
for
that's another reason why I believe that these are more than enough, because I don't believe they're even adding in all that stuff. I don't believe there are $180 worth of headphones sitting there. I don't. I think a lot of the stuff is artificially inflated for just extra profit. Of being wireless. Oh, hey, they're wireless. Okay, so let's just upcharge the shit out of it. No.
Tell them about the USB adapter.
USB adapter. Oh, these have one of those. Okay, so one thing I just noticed this as he was mentioning this to me. So this right here is essentially the same thing as this. Your standard adapter from 3.5 to USB dongle. So what a lot of these companies are moving to is USB-C, but one thing you're going to notice is it's not, but technically it is. Because I've seen a lot of this with a lot of newer stuff, that what they'll add in the box is a conversion. Technically it's still USB-C, but what they'll give you with them is this little adapter right here. So on one end you have the male USB-A and a female style USB-C. So because a lot of motherboards or whatnot, they have very, very little amount of ports that are Type-C. So in most cases, okay, so say if you want to save those USB-Cs for ultra high speed data, for say ultra high speed external drives and stuff like that, you don't want to compromise, constantly having to unplug those and plug in this when you want to have your headset and switch back and forth. So what they did is, again, this exact little adapter right here, just plug that in, and now you're on Type A, which most modern motherboards for gaming PCs have anywhere in the ballpark of about 4 to about 8 of the Type A's, which is actually nice, because you don't, if you want to use the Type-C, just pop it off, then you have this for anything else. It comes in handy. So, getting into a little more technical details about the actual headset itself. The speakers themselves are 53 millimeter angled. So from what I understand about them, they, instead of being completely straight in, they turned them a little bit to give more directional audio directed to your ears. Because not everyone's ears are exactly completely straight out, they're a little bit angled, so they angled them in to give more full audio.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
After a quick short break, so as I stated, the drivers in these are angled for better, basically it allows for better sound staging, so it actually it directs the audio more directly to your ears. Instead of sounding a little bit off, I've noticed in certain ones that it doesn't sound exactly like how it should. That's the reason why these have the angled drivers, so it directs it right to your ears. Now, the drivers themselves, they're 53 millimeters. Both the Cloud 2s and the Cloud 3s have if I'm not mistaken, they're exactly the same drivers. They're both 53 millimeters. Oddly enough, some high-end brands, hence the MMXs, use 45 millimeter drivers. Why that's the case, not too entirely sure, but these particular ones use the Stellar 45s. To me, it's obviously the price. These have a much deeper bass than what these do, but that gets, again, that's the price. Much clearer. Not everyone can afford this. Where things start to really get really different with specifically these two is that the drivers in these do not have the amount of bass that the Cloud 2s have. These were retuned specifically to give a more balanced, natural sound rather than the deep bass of these. So if that's something that is going to be a deal breaker, I would suggest just getting either a brand new pair or just sticking with the pair that you have, the Cloud 2s. If you have the budget, these are going to sound 10 times better than the any of the Cloud series. Unless it's the older, the Cloud Revolvers and the Cloud Revolver S's, those are more in line with the way these sound, but they stopped making those years ago. For the microphones, that is where things really start to get different. The Cloud 2s have a 6x5 millimeter or just a standard or 6 millimeter capsule. The Cloud 3s have a 10 millimeter capsule, and the MMXs have a 13 millimeter capsule. Each one is going to sound very different because they're a different generation and including a different brand specifically for these. I don't remember the brand, but they went with these. Sticking with the HyperXs, he has already used his and I've already heard the difference. Going from the 6mm to the 10mm of this, there is a drastic difference in the audio quality.
Let's not forget also the overall quality of the way the mic is made.
Yes, like the overall quality is drastically different. Like,
even real quick, even I noticed that before I even clicked purchase on these just by the advertisement picture alone.
So this right here, this is... God, keep fucking dropping this shit. Stay! Stay. God damn it. Fucking shit. This is the mic from the Cloud 2. This is the mic from the Cloud 3. The difference in these is drastic. So, for, like, you just have this tiny little opening for the audio to come in. It does have a reverse side to it, but 95% of the time that does basically fucking nothing. 95% of the time, it's those tiny little openings right there is what allows for audio input. Tiny little capsule inside for, like, but what the fuck is this? And then you have this bullshit ass little kind of like foam covering.
Basically all it does is basically block wind noise.
It's supposed to be a pop filter, but that's neither here nor there. Then,
real quick, for anybody that doesn't know, coming from a more or less content creation side, these, the only benefit they offer is basically to block out background wind noise. Like,
and it acts as a pop filter.
There's really no other benefit to them.
Now, moving to the Cloud 3's mic. This is a huge step up for HyperX because a lot of times, their older generations, the mic has been very lackluster. Like, in my opinion, it has almost been like an afterthought. Like, oh shit, we need a mic. And then just threw some ash and trash and bullshit ass fucking crap in there and called it a fucking mic. This is actually like a proper detachable mic. This has a 10mm capsule. A huge step up, as I've said, and is actually designed properly. You have the plastic housing on the outside. The front and back actually have a steel mesh to act as the pop filter and act as the guard and everything on there. Like, this is, and the sound quality is drastic. Like, I can't state that enough. This is a lot better compared to a actual professional grade headset. This has a non-detachable 13mm capsule mic. It may seem very, very similar in design to the Cloud 2, but it does look very, very similar, but it sounds completely different. In most terms, this actually does sound very professional, very clear audio. There's going to be a difference across the board. It just depends on what you're looking for. Ergonomics wise, the Cloud 2 and the Cloud 3 are very, very, very similar. The Cloud 2's has the memory foam with the, I want to say it's some kind of, I'm not sure if it's a plastic or if it's like a synthetic, it's some kind of synthetic material. I've looked and looked and looked, I can't find out exactly what this covering is, but it's pretty much followed from headset to headset, memory foam padding. Me personally, I don't like it, but that's what you get for a sub $100 headset, in a sense.
Adding detail to that, as a person who's used the HyperX Cloud 3s consecutively for several weeks now, one thing I would like to touch up on in comparison to the Cloud 2s, I'm a person, I don't like to know that the headset is there. Like, as long as the memory foam of the padding is, like, touching, like, that's all. But other than that, like, I like little to no weight at all. And from what I can tell with the Cloud 3s versus the Cloud 2s, the Cloud 2s, with the way they were designed, they just did not feel comfortable. Like, they got the job done, they were there, you know, you could definitely tell they were there, but they were just a little bit uncomfortable. The Cloud 3s, on the other hand, you put them on, and within 10 minutes, you can't even notice that they're there, other than the memory foam with the padding. That's it.
Yes, it very, I will definitely agree with him on that the Cloud 2s, you could definitely tell they're there. I have not personally used these yet. I will have to see, but what I can tell you right now is the top padding specifically, like right on the top brim of it, like where it sits on top of your head, this does seem a lot better build quality wise than the Cloud 2s. Like, if I have to say, the foam on the Cloud 2s, but this is a very, very old headset, seen a lot of use. Like, there's about 4 or 5 millimeters worth of padding there, where with these, you're got 6, 7 millimeters, if not a little bit more, worth of padding on the top. Decent build quality for the top there, so you're not going to, when you put it on your head, like when it compresses, you're not immediately going to hit the hard inner core of it, so it'll just nicely rest there. You pretty much forget about it. Comparing this to a more professional style, with these here you have the fabric padding with the foam inserts. To me, that is something I wish I would have seen on this, gone away from the standard memory foam with the synthetic outer shell on it. The reason being is because these, over time, when you're wearing them, will collect heat and they'll become very, very hot. With the fabric, to me it's a lot softer. You almost forget that they're even there sitting on your head. They don't collect heat like these will. The only downside specifically to the MMX 300s, in comparison wise, is that there's not much padding on the top. You could easily get a new covering for this that has more padding. These, you're kind of stuck with it. Other than that, there's not really much to say about it, other than like with the, specifically for the cord wise, this is professional grade, so it's all interconnected to it. Specifically with the Cloud 2s and the Cloud 3s, the cord on these versus these, it kind of got reversed.
Actually, overall, the Cloud 3's cord overall is shorter by 2.5 feet.
That's exactly what I'm going into. So this right here is the Cloud 2s. This is the Cloud 3s. They, for some odd reason, changed this, and I don't particularly know why, because this, in my personal opinion, is stupid. This is what you get.
And that's that's for the 3.5 to the USB.
Yes, from end to end, you don't even get a full arm's length. I want to say this is probably like
Matter of fact,
3 feet.
Matter of fact,
like
your
3-4 feet.
Matter of fact, you guys can see it, but what he can't see is, even when you were crouched forward, he's stretching out the whole length. You could see the whole thing in the camera.
Yes. Okay. This, to me, this is stupid. This is what you get for the Cloud 2s. You still have like an extra like 1.5 foot on the end here.
Yeah.
Like I can go full arms width, and you still have more cord. Probably like about 7-8 inches worth hanging off the end there. To me, this is what they probably should have stuck with. The reason being is because my particular setup, I'm still using the Cloud 2s as a backup pair. This cable can run from the side where it sits beside me on the left hand side. It can run to the back of my table, all the way behind my monitor, go all the way over, up and over a crest and into the back of my computer, and there's still plenty of cable left. To me, this is stupid because now you're, in certain cases, a lot of people have to have, again, that run back over to their computer. This won't allow that.
Though, ironically for his situation, he's give or take that 95 to 98% only going to be using 3.5 on it.
Yes.
For his Cloud.
Yes, for this, for my use case of this, but for a lot of people that are looking to main this as their main headset, that could be a deal breaker. Particularly with these, I want to say it's almost exactly the same cable length.
No, that is actually
slightly longer.
6 inches. Yeah, 6 inches longer, I believe.
So you are getting.
You probably do. We don't need to knock the camera over. You can probably do a quick comparison right here.
Yes.
I mean, like, you guys can't see it, but he'll hold up that.
Okay, so this is about what you're getting here.
Yeah, about almost a full arm's length. And then with these, it's shorter.
It's about.
It's about 6 inches. Give or take.
So overall, you're getting screwed on a lot of cord here, which to me, it's a bit of a deal breaker. Because in certain cases, as a main headset, you would want a lot of cord length. And HyperX, you screwed up on this one, in my opinion. You should have never touched the cord length. You should have left it the way it was, because that was exactly what you want. Gaming headphones, you want a long cord. Is this good enough for using it with an Xbox controller? I'd say so.
Actually, matter of fact, it's more beneficial because it gives you the extra length.
Yes. This right here, in of itself, is perfect for using it on an Xbox. This on a PC is a slap in the face, in my opinion. But build quality-wise, it's pretty okay. Cord length, meh. Pretty okay for an Xbox controller. Slightly gimmicky controls, because the moment you start using it with a PC, you're starting to have to access Windows menus, and a lot of people don't want to have to do that. It's a step in the right direction. Slightly, in certain cases, a step back or two in the wrong direction in certain other cases. But again, that's what you get for a sub $100 headset.
Actually, I need to input something. These do not the Cloud 3s do not have 7.1 sound. Or better.
No, and that is also a slap in the face too.
Yeah.
Because these did. These had spatial audio.
Yeah.
Allowing it for full 3-dimensional audio.
I mean, they still have the Dolby Atmos, but they're not 7.1 surround sound.
No. Which again is another slap in the face. Because it was nice, especially with games that supported, that had naturally built-in 3-dimensional audio. You got that with these. You ain't going to get that with these. So, to me, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If you're looking for a headset that's better, all the negatives point to just staying with the Cloud 2s. But now if you're coming into and looking for a first gaming headset, I wouldn't say that there's no reason not to buy these. But if you're like an audiophile, or you're, really, you're a hardcore gamer, you want to upgrade from a headset that's super old, you've had it for 10 plus years, you're looking for an upgrade, don't buy those. Buy something like this.
If your budget allows.
Yeah, if your budget allows it, obviously buy a professional grade headset. Don't buy this. But for budget oriented, you're looking for a first headset, there's no reason not to buy this. Like I'm saying, like is this a bad headset? No. There's just a lot of downsides to it that kind of, from a person of my perspective, HyperX kind of fumbled the ball on it, but there's also other good points. They kept the build quality. They obviously are going to be more comfortable in certain aspects than the older headsets. It's not, for the price for what you get, they're actually not that bad.
The one thing we need to preach the most is that personal preference comes in. It's very, very, very situational. And what is your budget? Those are like the three main things.
And also use case.
Yes, use case as well. Because like we stated, wired only works with Xbox. But however, if you don't have an Xbox and you would much rather have the Bluetooth, if you could afford it on your budget, go with the Bluetooth all day long.
Yeah, like it's exactly that. It's personal preference, use case, and what you can afford. For first time, as I've said this multiple times already, for first time buyers that are looking for the first gaming headset, there's no reason not to buy this, because they're going to work great for you. Coming from the Cloud 2s to the Cloud 3s, if you've already had the Cloud 2s and you're looking for the next generation, I would skip this one. I would not buy these.
At that rate, for a wired headset, you would have to look elsewhere, because that is the newest model of wired headset through HyperX.
Exactly. To me, these do not offer anything better than the Cloud 2s. Matter of fact, actually, in most cases, the Cloud 2s, the only benefit from the Cloud 2s going to the Cloud 3s is that these will offer clearer sound and comfortability. These offer better bass quality than what these will. That's about it. If you want to keep the bass, keep the chord length and whatnot, I would probably say, just if you have an old headset, if you can find a brand new pair of the Cloud 2s, I would just buy a brand new pair of those. But that's about it, really. That's my hot take on this. Yeah, that concludes my hot take, essentially, or tech video, either, whichever one you want to think that this is.
For the HyperX, it's both a tech review and an unboxing.
Yes.
The JBLs, on the other hand, that's just a basic
rundown. Yes. But anyways, guys, I thank you guys for joining, and I hope you guys find this video useful, entertaining, whatever guys works. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. WildLand Entertainment, signing off.